Peace, 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 peace to all the Moors. And peace, freedom, justice, and my 2 cents family, health and wealth. But I want to let everyone know that we do have our own PDF book page where you can download all your PDF books. Booksiswithaz.com. And we all have Moorish Haberdashery. That's Moorish Haberdashery, where you can get all your Moorish American regalia and much, much more. I just wanted to let Moors know that while I'm taking my little walk. But if Moors interested in our teachings, we do our teachings privately on Zoom. We have our own temple webpage. It's bbtsciencetemple.com. And so I do things privately now. See, I really like the Sunday. But I just provide platforms for myself and people that deal with me, especially a lot of college students that I deal with. And so a lot of the students that I mentor at different colleges out here in Arizona, they don't have to eat up their financial aid money or even buy those expensive books. And the professors may use only 2 or 3 chapters. So they go to mypdfbooks.com. And if the books that they're looking for is not on there, they just send me a request. I go to my catalog, put it on there, and now they download it. And then they have it for themselves and for future references. And they can share it with their other friends that may be going in the same field of study. Also, there's certain books that I know a lot of individuals are not willing to pay for because that's not their thing. And there's no disrespect. I'm just analyzing ourselves. A lot of melanated individuals, they don't think wisdom is worth nothing. So they spend money on clothes and toys and things. And they use the phrase of, I'm gonna get my child everything I couldn't get when I was a kid. And I say, what, clothing? Things that depreciate? So it's a lot of books that you can't get PDF. But with my sources and my team, I'm able to purchase expensive books and then convert them to PDFs. Like I say, Exhumed of the Nation. You can't get that PDF. But my team, we convert it. Just like other expensive manuscripts. It's a book called The African by Harold Colander. Harold Colander is a European. In that science, it shows how Alex Haley plagiarized everything in Roots. He got all that history from a European. And there's no disrespect to no one. I tell us, we've been lied to. And I tell Moors, where are you spending your finances? What are you doing with yourself? And I've been showing what I do for years, man. Even when I was working at my companies, because I don't go to my local suit stores anymore. There's no reason for me to do that. The pandemic happened. So I sit back and I I just pop in sporadically. I do a lot of the suit ordering. But I provide so much, man. Like I provide so many suits for people that get out of prison. I specialize in certain sizes. Like on my webpage, morrishaberdasher.com, you can get any size suits. But I have a warehouse here specifically in Arizona. And when I used to get things, I have a lot of 42 size suits, but I provide. And I ask a lot of people, when you purchase things from people, and I just like to use, and I can use things to compare and contrast. It's a law called the copyright law, where you can do these things to compare and contrast. In scholarship, you must compare and contrast to see what is what. So when most people deal with me, when you purchase things with me, I give you gifts. I'll give you an analogy. I had 6 Moors. They was like, Sheik, Exhumed of the Nation is on Amazon for $250. I'm like, yeah. I have it converted to PDF for $95. A lot of people that I deal with personally, they don't have to go on my PDF book page. I send it to them personally for discount prices. Because if you were more, nothing is secret. And then I have all the books converted to PDF, Discover Key Questionnaires. I have the Silent Brotherhood of the East, the Catechism. It's a lot of different. We have over 7 books, and we convert into PDFs, the state booklet, because this is free information, but it's worth a value. Just like I tell people, they say, well, I can get this for this price here. Okay, you can. You can go to that place and get the same item for this price and that price. It's depending on what you want to pay for and where you want to pay for it at. But for me, when I'm spending my money, I like to spend my money where I know it's going to a service. I spend my money locally. That's why a lot of Moors, they collect things. And I say that's great, but where are we getting our research from? Where are we getting our books from? Amazon. I know the percentages of what those authors get when you put your books on Amazon. I tell people, when you're dealing with a source like myself, I don't give anyone a percentage of my money. That's just like getting a record deal. When the person say, well, this, not the other, I say, well, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Everything that's good for you is not good for the other. If you know how to sell your own items, if you have the attention of people in that spectrum that's studying, and I happen to have that from being in academia, from being an alumni from Grand Canyon University out here, from being a lecturer out here, from being a part of the West Valley Health Summit, where I donate funds to foster care and women in shelters and battered women, to where I provide 10 suits a year to brothers that get out of prison, 10. And they give me a plaque every year. I've been doing this for the last, since I've been in Arizona, since 2012? I've been doing that on my own platform. And I don't promote it or tell everybody, because that's what I do. When y'all see us at our second annual Moors Ball, all the suits that you see my nobles in, I provide. All the literature, the books that you see that I post on A. Jelani Moore's page, and when you go on my PDF books, you can compare and contrast. Even books that's not that expensive on Amazon, my PDFs are cheaper. And so you go to Office Max, the Staples, have them, print them and bind them, and you have it for life. It's like an NFT. I try to explain this to a lot of my people, so I stop complaining because they don't understand. So a lot of my lectures be on college campuses, dealing with people that speak my language. So when I speak about NFTs, I'm talking about things that don't lose its value. and you can give to someone else and still have your product. Like, who will buy Exhumed of the Nation for $250 and then let their friend borrow it? You're not gonna get it back. But when you get Exhumed of the Nation, say for $95 off mypdfbooks.com, you can get that book. You can go to Office Max or Staples, have them print it and bind it. It probably costs you $60. You still saved. That's $160. You still save. You got another $100 or something dollars to buy more books from me if you want. And the books that you buy, I'm gonna give you more. And we're a real organization, and we Moors. Just like we're Moors that say they are Moor. They don't have affairs. I'm like, why? I provide them. MoorsHaberdasher.com. You don't have turbans. You don't have she-mags. MoorsHaberdasher.com. You can't get your tunic, your cotton, or your silk. We call them tunics or coulter. MoorsHaberdasher.com. And so these are some of the things, man, that I talk about, man. I don't be having time arguing with men, talking about, well, why you selling this. Man, don't ask me why I'm selling this or why I'm doing that. We provide services, and we don't do that to no Europeans. And when they selling all our products, when you go on Amazon and you buying all this, and people go on Amazon buying more American shirts and T-shirts, do y'all know where that's coming from? Because I do. It's not coming from no more. And then I said, we must don't like success. If you don't want to see a more successful, I give back. When I go back to my home city of Flint, Michigan, all the backpacks we provide with items is real. Let me see where my sister at. Hold on, y'all. Let me call my sister. I'm up in this store. I told you I live a real life. Some more is just, you be seeing them just on the internet. I'm like, that's all you do? Like, you don't have a real life? You don't provide for your family? Let me see where my sister at. Sis, where you at? I know, you on break? Oh, when you go back? 'Cause I was up here, I was trying to get me a sandwich. All right, do I need to fill out something? You can make it for me? The same thing. Okay, well I'm outside, then I'll come back in a second. All right. Let me go back outside. All right, my sister made my sandwich. I come up here to Sprouts and give me like this avocado sandwich, man, with all veggies on it. She toasted, no meat on this. I forget the name of the bread, but it'd be so good, man. It's like I think it's a potato bread or something. But let me have a seat. And then I go back in, but I just wanted to holler at y'all for a minute. All right. But yeah, man, like, I didn't go to college to get my degrees to beg no one for a job. I want to be able to create a platform because no European, no disrespect, no Albion, no Trailer Dog, no disrespect. They're not smarter than us. And then we always give history and science to different people that don't look like us, and it comes from us. When I talk about Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, that's stolen legacy. That's stolen legacy. And the Greek is a fraud. And they only try to do that to misnomer NBCs, to say you some Greek god. And if you understand the ancient and modern Britons, I get that. But when you're trying to replace the history of things and the wisdom and give it to something that don't look like you and say wisdom and education is from, no disrespect, a European and being smart is white, then what's being black when all these Moors talk about they black or all these black power people? This legacy comes from Moors. And that's what I try to explain and illuminate to all my brothers and sisters. I say, okay, well, once you talk about all the old stuff and about who's some Supreme Grand Sheik and who's some COINTELPRO and all that, with all these grown men talk about, now what do you have? Because most of these men that you see talking about Grand Sheiks make these videos and these television shows, they older than me. They 55, some 60, especially them brothers that be in New York. They're older men. And I say, I don't have no get rich quick scheme. I don't have to sell no damn supplements. I tell y'all what I do. If you want to live right and eat right and be healthy, you work out, you drink a lot of water, you stay away from meat. I can show you how to eat healthy. You don't got to be just ingesting no sea moss and you don't even know what it is. And you just buying stuff off the internet. And we trust that much that we talk about the white man, this, excuse my candor, and then this and that and the other, but we just buy stuff off the internet. I say, come on, man, we ain't like that. It's no way for you can snap your finger and be righteous. It's no way you can snap your finger and be in shape. A lot of these scams is European scams, just like that not paying taxes. That was the Paradigm Group. That ain't no more science. It's a way to do things when your taxes in, when you're part of a religious organization, and everybody know I'm telling the truth about laws. I tell people, how can you say you know the law and you're not law? These is facts, and you cannot arbitrary explain anything. And I try to come from a historical and a legal standpoint to where I don't have time to be debating no one. I would never do that. Like my lectures, when I do things on college campus, I don't reach out to Moors because the first thing Moors do is I don't know. They get to babbling on about this and just things that don't even make sense. You know, this is what we do, man. We create businesses. We create opportunities. We create for ourselves. That's the only way you're gonna have something. And when you have brothers and sisters that create for themselves and then use their finances to do exactly what they say they're gonna do. And so that's just where I'm at with it, man. And I know a lot of brothers, they hold things up like they don't read. And I say you can't be reading because if you did, a lot of the things that you're doing is wrong. And that's why I tell people, if you're a Moor and you don't have the Moorish Quran, the Silent Brotherhood of the East, which goes with the Quran, the Silent Brotherhood is just like it goes. How can you have the whole story and you don't even have the Silent Brotherhood of the East? It breaks it down. Jesus going through the adapt chamber. It never was a J in the Hebrew dialect, but you got to understand why the prophet used that. And I teach this in our classes. But if you don't have the keys and if you don't have the literature, what are you studying? You're listening to somebody. I mean, Moors, I asked Moors, do you have the Silent Brotherhood of the East? Do you understand it? No. Do you have the Discover Key questionnaires? What's that? Do you have a Quranic study guide? What's that? Do you have a catechism? What's that? Do you have Unto Thee I Grant? What's that? I'm like, come on, man. I said that can't be right. You cannot say you have an understanding of something. They're just like when you somebody giving you Christianity and they tell you this is the whole story, and you don't have the 18 missing years. And then we give credit to the European. We give credit to Elysius Levi, and I'm like, why? And the European wasn't nothing but a transcriber. He'll tell you that. Adam Blavatsky, she'll tell you where the science come from. Aleister Crowley, aka Serapis Bey, he'll tell you where the science come from. And we got to stop giving that credit to them. Even Pascal Beverly Randolph, we have to know the science. We have to know the ancient science to connect the cipher. And we have all these books available, PDF. That's why I said I don't even I have. We've gathered and compiled over 10 books. I got 10 more coming out after we come back from our Moorish Ball in January. Our Moorish Salat, where I show you, like, I don't care about how people do things. I don't care about the Orthodox way. I'm a Moor, and I do things the Moorish way. I don't get on my knees. I don't care if Moors do they Salat 5 times, but when you say this is law, I show you that it ain't law. I show you that it's 3. We cannot go with tradition. I go with what's written, with law. And a lot of times we don't read. A lot of times we don't come to an understanding. We must come to an understanding of things. That's what the science is about, a synchronicity. You're not dissing anything, you're synchronizing a science. And that's why I say to be an adept, to be a scholar, you must be spiritual, because all you're going to get engulfed in is talking about a whole bunch of old stuff, a whole bunch of things. I call it like gossip, or like love and hip hop per se. That's not more science. Like, we figure out solutions. We have the literature. We have classes. We work out. We do martial arts. We build businesses. We show our brothers and sisters how to clean up their personal credit and their own credit to operate as a business. Because I tell Moors, you are a business, and once you understand that, you operate as a business in private instead of public. And I show Moors how to do this, which is your right. You reserve your right. I don't have no magic pill. I just know law. And so we provide platforms, we provide literature, we make it available for all Moors. And like I tell Moors and true light seekers, you don't have to come to our study group if you don't want to. If you have time, you know how to hit me up. We have a Temple and School page, bbtsciencetemple.com. But if you want your more science books and things, we have them. And if you want to learn them and break them down, because having something and understanding and applying those keys and those tools, which our Moorish Quran chapter 5 speaks on, you must learn how to use them. But you definitely can get them from me. I tell people it's no secret. All we have to do is analyze and compare and contrast when a person will hold things up in your face like candy, like that commercial with the guy with the boots. He like, oh, you almost got it, and he have the dollar on the fishing rod. I don't dangle books in people's face like that. I don't like the book. It's called The Unknown Arab. The Unknown Arab. It's a lot of history in that book. The book is like $1,500. It might be out of print on Amazon. I have the books for a small fraction. I have a lot of documents you'll see Moors holding up on their TV shows and they YouTubes, and they be like, you can't get this book, and this book you probably can't get it. I have them. I guarantee you, a lot of them. I see a lot of brothers, and there's a lot of brothers that hold books. I'm like, got this book. I'm like, I have them PDF. You don't have to be like, man, I looked on Amazon. That book costs Tavistock Institution of Human Engineering cost $4,500. Well, we have them PDF for a small fraction, and we taxes in for the federal government. I'm a real business. And it just baffles me that Moors and misnomer NBCs in real life. I say, where are you spending your money at? In businesses. Where do you stay? If you're not living in your own houses you built in your own community, you spending your money at businesses. Where are you buying your groceries? At a store. Where are you buying your clothes? Come on. So everything about us is being a consumer. And that's why I laugh. I'm like, I don't get it. And then Moors, I'm like, do you cut your own hair? No. So you go to the barber shop. It's like, okay, where you getting your tennis shoes from? All that stuff is consumers. And then when Moors and when individuals like myself and others provide for themselves and others, we be the only ones that have something to say. But we don't complain when we take all them pictures on Instagram with all them expensive, cheap clothes and drinking all that expensive, cheap alcohol. It's like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And when you start to think about things, it doesn't make sense. When you start to really analyze things, like from an educational standpoint, I tell every Moor, when you jump on my page, you're a willing obligor. And Moors don't even know what willing obligor consists of. And I say, well, don't jump on my page thinking you're going to troll me. And as soon as you jump on my page, I'm a business. I have all the rights. The satellite, you pinging off a tower. Just like when I tell Moors, I don't care where you at, you can have your phone off in your pocket. I can tell you where you at because you pinging off a tower. You pinging. So most people that jump on my page, I don't have European trolls, no disrespect. It be our own people. And I'm like, and then when I hit them up and when my IT guy hit them up, they be so afraid. I'm like, but you the one on somebody's page trolling. Like, that's crazy. And a satellite to show you exactly where they stay at real time. You can blow it up. You can see their address, all that. It's like, dude, why would you be on here acting crazy, saying goofy stuff? and that be our people. I got so many names of people written down. My IT guy, he was like, Sheik, this man is 56, showing me all these people. I had one man write me a long letter, apologize, like, I want to apologize, I'm sorry. No, you playing. I don't play. And that's sad that we do that with each other. And I tell people, I'm in a red state, Arizona. I'm sitting out here in front of Sprouts on a bench. I'm sitting out here in Sprouts in front of a bench. Usually I have my feds and everything going. People come up to me, how you doing, sir? You gotta know why, because the aura. It's like, man, I don't know what people talk about. I never have no problem with other people that don't look like me because they know exactly what it is. They don't think I'm no religious Muslim. Because if you ask, I'm explaining. They know. And we only have problems with our own. And I tell a lot of people, I'm from Flint, Michigan. Can't nobody tell me about no misnomer, Alvin, or Trailer Dyke, because in my community, it wasn't like that. Only thing happened in our community was people like that. When those European cops came to our hood, and there's wars and videos, there's no one on there trolling but our own people. That's why I take a lot of time, but I don't care. That's why I do a lot of things private and Zoom, because I have a group of brothers and sisters that know my voice. I have a group of brothers and sisters, man, that know my voice. And I've been doing this for a long time, teaching on like YouTube for years. I wasn't collecting money like trying to say selling you stuff. I told Morris from the beginning, don't waste your time trying to get some goofy ID. You can go back to all my lectures. I got hundreds of lectures on YouTube. Can't nobody nationalize or denationalize you. I've read papers to y'all from the CCRD, from the Cook County Recorder of Deeds, to show you that the 1010 ain't no damn trust. I read the state council book to show y'all that all the stuff that these Moors be lying. I tell you what annexation really means. I teach you about SF 181 form. I teach you about the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. I teach you what is proclaimed and declaring to have due process. Your language and your etymology, your etymon of different sectors of law and sciences must be, it must align, because you can't cross different sciences in law, because criminal law and say civil and how can I say law and policy, certain terms may not mean the same thing. And in the court of law, we don't even use Black Law's dictionary. Because Black Laws is just a dictionary book, and everyone know I'm telling the truth. Where they might not know because they've probably never been in those situations to defend yourself and have those scenarios and be able to bring up precedent in law cases and defend those with truth and rest your case where it be no rebuttal. And I tell people, man, like, I don't have to change. I've been doing this. I've been the same from the beginning. I open my world up. I show more that this paradigm is huge. You're not gonna see all Moors doing the same thing. I will hope not. You go like, I'm a real person. I've been through the fire. I've been through a lot of different houses of of education and spirituality. That's what we should want. Like, and we're the only group of people that don't anoint our scholars and our educators. We diss them and say, like, oh, you think you're the white man? That's crazy. And then we say the phrase, acting white is smart. But then I say, well, what's acting black? Stupid. So you're not black. We Moors. We're nobles. This wisdom come from us. Ask anybody. I can show any record book. Anything that a European wrote, I can show you where it come from. Albert Churchward signed the symbol of the primordial man. He give the credit to the Moors. David Mackie-Ritchie, the ancient and modern Britons, he give this credit to the Moors. Bertram Thomas, he wrote a book called The Arab. He tell you who the Arab truly is. Lewis and Clark, they show you what they saw when they came to Americas. The 68 Webster Dictionary tells you what the copper-colored races are. Leo Africanus, his description of Africa. I have those documents to show you what they saw in the Americas. This is all scholarship. And so there's no reason to be arguing with your own brother and sister about religion. I get culture, and no one is stripping your culture. But it's one nationality, many cultures, and we must understand that. If not, we'll never get to a place of righteousness. That's the truth of the AA22 number. 30,000 misnomer NBCs, misnomer Mexicans, Latinos. We must proclaim, declare, and have due process, sign a petition to restore ourselves back to our original state. Just like any other thing you would do with a petition. This is law. But everybody thinks some AA22 numbers is just to get a discount on something. And you can look up the Zodiac laws with that too in the Library of Congress. I tell more, everything has duality, but a lot of times we get with the literal, and people know we get caught up with the literal, and we don't get caught up in the big picture. What? Reclaiming who we are, which was stolen. Everybody get caught up in the dumb stuff. Oh, I don't pay taxes. Oh man, don't nobody care. You ain't doing nothing on no major stuff. You doing nothing on no major stuff, and because you're not with a group of people. So when Moresby posted stuff, and then everyone know, our prophet says your ID is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these orders are violated, justice must then take its course. Stop flashing your card at Europeans. It causes confusion. We know this. If you don't want to abide by these orders, go back to the place I found you. Return your fez, your turban, and your ID. And that's what it is. And you can't, and that's why I tell Moors, you cannot just arbitrarily explain the science. 1 Thessalonians 5:21 prove it, and then live it. A lot of Moors just be talking it. And you have to live it. You have to be successful in life. And when I say successful in life, I'm not saying successful just like a dollar amount. I'm saying successful in life, a pleasure to be around. When you go around people, your light shine. You're a leader in all walks of life, especially with your community service. Like I do so much community service. I tell men, how can a noble, a sheik have the time to be talking about other men all day and have a TV show and all your talk is about other men and saying we exposing people? We don't expose people because the only people that get hustled is those that want to get hustled. Those are the ones that think you're going to get rich in a day. Those are the ones that will not research any particular subject before they even try to invest. Before you even try to invest, you should be willing to do some type of research and educate yourself on that. And you might have to pay a fee to educate yourself on that, but it's worth a value. No one can guarantee your ROI. That's a return on interest. Not even if we was in the streets hustling. Is people going to be short? This is going to happen? You have to understand the terminology and the language, and then you must be been put to work in. A lot of people act like they done became overnight success. You don't have enough. You haven't put enough money in to be an overnight success. If you bet small, you win small. If you bet big, you win big. And everybody know I'm telling the truth. You can't bet small and then say, oh, look, in a year, I made this much. You a lie. Because I do those investments too. You invest $1,000 in, say, a form of Bitcoin. I know in 2020, in 2021, it was worth $3,400 some dollars. I know this. You know this. The bigger you bet, the bigger the payout. Everyone know I'm telling the truth. It's just what it is. It's the language. It's the science. It's understanding exactly what you're doing. You never put all your money into things. You know, you diversify your portfolio. Just like when I tell Moors, is Bitcoin backed by gold or silver? No. Is currency backed by gold or silver? No. So, okay, well, can you get all those things with currency? Yes. You can get gold, you can get silver, all and Bitcoin with money. And the same thing with Bitcoin. But you don't put all your money in a thing that's not backed by nothing. You diversify your portfolio. And I'm just giving facts on facts where you know a person is not really serious with something when they tell you to invest all your funds in something. So with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. I'm out of here. I was just relaxing, chilling, wait for my sandwich to get done. But yeah, man, MooresHaberdashery.com and mypdfbooks.com. The MY is lowercase. Books is with a Z.com. And if it's some books that's not on our page yet that you may want, you can leave a message because my team, we upload books weekly. And we're gonna have all different genres of books. We just getting started, man. We just getting started. But if y'all are really interested in that Exhumed of the Nation, we have it on there. Study it, read it. If more is interested in coming to school, you know how to hit us up. bbtsciencetemple.com. It's going to be amazing to study and learn. And just get out of all spookism and ask questions. Man does not know by being told. You must study and you must be able to research and ask questions for yourself. Ask questions on words, because the English language is based off Latin, Greek. You must know the etymology of words, because you can't arbitrarily explain a word to make it try to make it make sense, or say, well, I think this mean this. No, you must be able to do the work and be willing to do it. But with that being said, my lips dry. I've been talking. And I love everybody, man. And that's where I'm at. But a bigger nation cannot save itself. And to be free, you must have land, your education. You must control some things. It's just like what Haile Selassie was saying about education. And we got to get out of that this and that and the other saying education is not valuable, because it is. It depends on what you're getting the education for and what you're doing. Because I know Moore's got it in worse debt for clothing. So it's a way to do things. But I love y'all, man. Any questions? But yeah, man, it's just good to be who we are. It's good to be a Moor. It's good to understand that. It's good to be light. And it's just good to be in a good space, because you are who you are, without a doubt, without a contradiction. Historically, religiously, we can prove who we are all through history, out of all books. And it's there. Peace.